ABC 10 News at 5 starts right now.
In just a matter of hours, local businesses will be allowed to increase capacity now that San Diego County is eligible to move into the yellow tier. How that move could help us prepare for California's June 15th reopening. Plus, the man and woman arrested in connection with the freeway shooting death of a 6-year-old boy made their first appearance in court. The charges they're facing and the key piece of evidence that helped police track them down. And local FBI agents lead a global sting, how they used smartphones to take down hundreds of criminals.
ABC 10 News at 5 starts now.
San Diego County is getting one last promotion before California's June 15th reopening. Good evening. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Lindsay Pena. Starting tomorrow, San Diego County will officially move into the least restrictive yellow tier, giving businesses an early start to allow more customers inside. ABC 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala is joining us from Little Italy with the changes we can expect to see. Mimi.
And one of the biggest changes we'll see is bars allowing people inside at 25% capacity instead of just the outdoor seating that we have been seeing. And it's something they haven't been able to do in any of the other tiers.
We're gonna let people sit at the bar. Come inside.
Wednesday is a big day for many businesses in San Diego County, including Bottlecraft in Little Italy.
Obviously, it's not gonna be full capacity, but having a few seats, our customers really miss being able to sit in the corner at the bar.
As more than 2 million San Diego County residents have received at least one dose of a COVID-19 vaccine, the county has seen under 2 COVID-19 cases per 100,000 people for 2 weeks straight, meaning Wednesday morning will officially shift to the yellow tier. Among the changes we'll see are bars allowing customers inside at 25% capacity or 100 people, whichever is fewer.
The light amount of people that will allow inside is it's still a positive change. You know, it's bright, people like it, so.
Ian Cutler has been waiting for the moment where patrons can finally pull up a chair at the bar and enjoy the conversation. These kegs that have been blocking the area will be moved and replaced with bar stools.
I definitely am probably gonna get caught, talking to people and not doing the rest of my job.
Other yellow tier changes include increased capacity at live events, social gatherings, and private meetings. Also, gyms increasing indoor capacity to 50% and allowing the use of saunas and steam rooms. Wineries, breweries, and distilleries, as well as family entertainment centers, can also open at 50% capacity. And while California fully reopens on June 15th, Cutler says this will be a nice start to getting things back on track.
It's a great little slight step before they allow everything wide open, just to kind of ease people into it.
And there are a lot more changes happening tomorrow. We do have a list of all of that on our homepage, on our website, 10news.com. We're live in Little Italy. Mimi Alcala, ABC 10 News.
Thank you, Mimi. 5 other counties are also moving into the yellow tier along with San Diego. They are Alameda, Napa, San Luis Obispo, and Santa Barbara counties. Stanislaus County went from red to orange. And here are the latest numbers on coronavirus in San Diego County. 71 new cases reported today, bringing our total to 280,878. And there were no new deaths. That number remains 3,764. You can keep up with any developments surrounding the pandemic by downloading our free mobile app. Just go to the App Store and search 10 News.
A procession was held for the 2 San Diego police detectives killed in a wrong-way crash. 2 hearses, police escorts, and family in civilian vehicles were all part of the motorcade. They drove from the medical examiner's office to the mortuary. Detectives Ryan Park and Jamie Huntley Park died after being hit by a wrong-way driver on Interstate 5 in San Ysidro last Friday. And today we had the chance to speak with Police Chief David Nislight. He's been meeting with the families of the fallen detectives over the last few days.
I met with both Jamie and Ryan's family beginning on, Friday late afternoon and evening, and obviously that was those were tough conversations. But then Saturday night we got back together and hearing stories about both Ryan and Jamie as they grew up, and also their time on the police department, and Ryan's family talking about Baker to Vegas, and one of his brothers had gone to Baker to Vegas. It's a run race out in the desert in Las Vegas. And then hearing about Jamie's skills on the hockey ice from her mom and dad and sister. There's just some great stories about them growing up, and how's a Southern California girl from La Jolla start playing ice hockey, and those kind of stories about that. And
A funeral service for both detectives will be held next Tuesday on June 15th at 10 a.m. in Rancho Bernardo.
The man and woman accused in the freeway shooting death of a 6-year-old boy have been charged. Aiden Leos died last month while his mother was driving him to school in Orange County. As ABC's Morgan Norwood shows us, the suspects appeared in court today for the first time.
The couple accused in the killing of 6-year-old Aiden Leos on a Southern California freeway, Marcus Ariz and Win Lee, going before an Orange County judge Wednesday. Prosecutors charging Ariz with multiple felonies, including murder. His girlfriend Lee facing accessory after the fact. The 2-week statewide manhunt coming to a close after authorities received hundreds of tips. The key piece of evidence, the suspect's car. The district attorney says this white Volkswagen registered to Lee's parents was captured on multiple highway cameras the day of the shooting.
We're now shifting this case from the investigative stage and to arrests. We do not have any evidence that leads us to believe that anybody else was involved.
The gun used in the shooting, police say they also recovered.
How helpful was the public in this case?
Public was unbelievable. The public has been just huge, and I cannot thank them enough.
Aiden in his booster seat, his mom taking him to kindergarten on May 21st. Investigators say Marcus Ariz pulled the trigger. His girlfriend, Win Lee, drove away. Aiden's last words, "Mommy, my tummy hurts." The boy laid to rest on Monday.
My precious son had his life ripped away from him for absolutely no reason. They took his life and my heart along with it.
If there's a conviction in this case, the DA says that $500,000 reward could be given out and divided among the individuals who helped lead police to an arrest. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, San Bernardino County, California.
A 25-year-old man who was gunned down last night in Oceanside has been identified. Alexis Collin was found dead from an apparent gunshot wound in the 1400 block of Higgins Street just after 10:30. Paramedics tried reviving Collin when they arrived, but he was later pronounced dead at the scene. The shooting is now under investigation. There is no description of the shooter. Anyone with information is being asked to call Oceanside Police. And dramatic video of several cars engulfed in flames. This was the scene just after 1 o'clock this afternoon at a Best Buy parking lot in El Cajon. Paramedics rushed to the scene, but luckily no one was injured. Police say it's not exactly clear what caused the cars to catch fire.
San Diego played a major role in a global takedown of an organized crime ring in what's being called Operation Trojan Shield. The FBI created and developed their own encrypted platform called Anom, marketing it as made by criminals for criminals, when actually Anom allowed them to track every message exchanged on these phones. 12,000 devices were sold, every single one used according to the FBI special agent in charge for illegal criminal activity. It allowed them to know everything the ring was doing around the globe.
These international arrests and the U.S. charges were possible because of a San Diego-based FBI investigation like none other in history.
Authorities seized drugs, firearms, and millions in various currencies. In addition, more than 800 people were arrested over the course of the investigation. Vice President Kamala Harris had her first face-to-face meeting today with Mexico's president, and she defended her earlier comments, telling migrants not to come to the U.S.-Mexico border. As ABC's Alex Perche shows us, the vice president is facing growing pressure to visit the border.
This afternoon, Vice President Kamala Harris is in Mexico City on day 2 of her first foreign trip since taking office, sitting down with Mexican President López Obrador as the U.S. tries to combat the migrant crisis on the southern border.
There is no question that the country of Mexico and the United States understand that we share a border. We have familial relationships.
Today was about strengthening that relationship. Harris has been tapped by President Biden to tackle the root cause of these illegal crossings. Nearly 750,000 people have been arrested since October, levels not seen in decades. Immigrants seeking refuge at the southern border have increased steadily since April 2020, but accelerated under Biden, who scrapped many of Donald Trump's hardline policies. In Guatemala yesterday, Harris delivered this warning to anyone considering the dangerous journey.
Do not come. Do not come. The United States will continue to enforce our laws and secure our border.
Harris promised the U.S. will fight violence and corruption, but that could take years. Republicans have also criticized President Biden and Harris for not visiting the border themselves. But the Biden administration claims it's still dealing with the legacy of Trump's border policies. According to a new report, more than 3,900 children were separated from their families under the controversial zero-tolerance policy, far more than previously known. And more than 2,000 kids still haven't been reunited with their families. Just 58 are currently in the process of being reunited. That report also showed the parents of 391 children have still yet to be contacted, and their reunification status is still unknown. Alex Perche, ABC News, Washington.
Stressing out, how am I going to pay my car payment and my rent?
An Escondido woman says she got an unwelcome surprise when she went to withdraw money from her EDD debit card. As ABC 10 News reporter Michael Chen shows, someone took most of the money right before her trip to the bank.
Last year, before the pandemic, Melissa Session quit her job in collections to start a wash and fold delivery service, which never got off the ground because of COVID. Unemployment benefits helped her survive.
Definitely, it was a lifeline, yes. Rent, car payment, food.
This April, she finally opened her business, but as she builds a client base, her benefits remain a lifeline. Some $1,400 every 2 weeks placed on her EDD Bank of America debit card. On Sunday morning, she got an email saying the funds had been added. On Monday morning, she went to her bank
Panic and shock.
to withdraw the money.
I checked my balance and I was like, wow, there's only 400 and some odd dollars in here. Someone took $1,000 from me.
Session learned that right before her trip to the bank, someone had withdrawn the $1,000 at a different branch.
Stressing out, how am I going to pay my car payment and my rent?
Both her rent and car payments now overdue. Session isn't sure where her debit card became compromised, but she's not alone. EDD cards becoming a big target for criminals during the pandemic. Last year, Bank of America cited suspicious activity in freezing 350,000 of the debit cards, including accounts that were hacked. And last week, as part of a lawsuit, a judge ordered the bank to establish a toll-free number dedicated to those fraud claims. Session hoping her story will help prevent others from joining the list of victims.
Keep your card locked until you're actually standing in front of the ATM to pull your money out. Don't swipe it to buy anything, which I did here and there for tiny amounts.
Michael Chen, ABC 10 News.
In a statement, Bank of America says it's committed to helping fraud victims receive their benefits as quickly as possible.